that the Lord really opened up the depth of Proverbs 22:6 to you, and that scripture to you through this process.
Yeah. So, I always thought, okay, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they're older, they won't depart from it. And I always thought, okay, teach them about Jesus and the faith, and when they're older, they'll never turn from their faith. They'll come back to it, like the prodigal, right? That's kind of how I always interpreted it. And I was driving back from a school one day, and the Lord opened this out of nowhere, was speaking to me when I was driving, and he's like, Abby, you know what I'm doing in this whole process of sanctification, it's all about character. It's all about who you are to become more and more like me, right? So if this series is about character building life skills, you're training up a child from the foundational level of the way that they should go in their character. So when they get older, those things will stay with them.
Yeah.
So they'll be orderly, they'll be organized, they'll manage their time, they're going to work in excellence unto the Lord, right? So he's showing me that who's teaching them this? If they're not learning it at home, the schools aren't teaching that. They're overwhelmed with the curriculum and the stuff they have them teaching, that they're teaching.
Yeah.
So they need somebody teaching it to them. And some of the kids, especially in the public schools, when you go into Christian schools, you're simply reinforcing what they already know. But when you go into these public schools with these books, some of these kids, they don't know this stuff.
They don't engage for it.
And you're giving them a basis and a foundation right at the beginning when they're sponges and they're taking in so much, right? So that's what God was showing me. Train them up in integrity, in serving others, in all of this, in who I am. And that's going to shape the person they become.
Yeah. So you're obviously very, you're just what happened to you is very much you really discovering your purpose in the Lord, and you're really passionate about helping other people discover their purpose as well. So talk a little bit about that.
I am. And the whole reason being, okay, I know God doesn't waste anything. And through my career, it did help me to write, even have more inspiration for some of these skills, right? But at the same time, I think about how much time was spent in the wrong place because what culture shaped my mind to think. So arts, entertainment, and media, I'm so passionate about. Like, we literally come into the world in darkness in our thoughts, and we're needing to be filled with truth and with life. And so if we're not getting that, and then the arts, entertainment, and media and things we're taking in, the education, things we're taking in is still shaping us in the wrong direction. I'm so passionate about people actually really understanding their purpose. I mean, God set it out for us before we were born, right? And he said that we're his workmanship, and we're created to do things that he already designed for us. But if we don't know what that is, we could be in a whole nother direction and not positioned to do what he needs us to do in the earth to bring him glory. So I feel like, so many people are looking for their purpose. And when I think about, like, even when I go on mission trips to Haiti, they don't want you to just give them money to help. They want people to be in purpose, because it's purpose that drives a person, so it's like knowing that you're on this earth for a reason, and God has something set for you to do, and it's so unique to each person. How much can we change the world if we actually quit being copycats?
Come on.
And copying what this person does and what it looks like that. And we really spent time with the Father and got the strategy and blueprint directly from him. Even with these books, when I researched to see, like, had there ever been anything on these there was nothing for kids on these topics before. So I'm like, this is totally like something God deposited from heaven. Like it is an idea from him directly. How awesome would it be if we all actually, as children of God, got together and moved forward in faith and built what God told us to build, to reform this earth, because we've let darkness subdue us. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And so we're supposed to subdue the darkness, and we've copied the darkness, and we've gone on whatever system or, mindset or whatever someone else tells us to do. I mean, I went into a career in accounting because I wanted money and stability. Simply put. not because I had a passion for it. So when I thought back to, okay, wow, as a child, because if God deposits that into your spirit before you're even in the world, you know, he says to have faith like a child is because we haven't had these preconceived understandings of what life is. Like we're literally so innocent and pure in our mindset and our heart that what is passionate in your heart at that time is a clue to what he actually has called you to do. Because you haven't had skepticism and worldly ideas and media telling you what you should do to get you off course. So when I thought back, I'm like, man, I always loved being a teacher. Since I was a little kid, I had a schoolroom in my house. I was called to teach kids, but in a way that God created for me to do it. But I, you know, when I think about it, I'm like, and I always had a baby doll. I always in the heart of it wanted to be a mom. Like, so God was showing me, I deposited in you and you knew, and I was revealing it to you as a child, what you wanted to do. But and that's why I always ask people, I said, or what I had for you to do. I always ask people, you know, if you could do anything and fear wasn't a factor and like a fear of failing and money wasn't a factor, what would you do? And literally people come right to what they're called to do, because it's the fear of failing and it's money and security that keeps people where they shouldn't be.